Alright. So you all happen to be, knights, right? All four of you. And you all have magic, don't you? Thank you to our $5 patrons, Strawbones, Redwolf4765, Midnight Gemlord, and ArtGoon555. Sorry, I glitched a little bit. Before we hop into this ranking of the four knights and their magics at this point, very early on in the series, please do me a favor and leave your own list in the comment section down below. Leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Also, make sure to hit that little notification bell so you miss out on any videos that come to the channel. Also, I do have a Patreon down below. You can support for as low as count them, $1 a month. Get these exclusive videos, early content, and more. Now, let's hop into the ranking. What's up, guys? I'm Pencil here, and here we are to rank the four knights and their magic. Not necessarily, well, I guess supposedly just the four knights' magic. And this is going to be assuming that they are all of equal power level. Like, obviously, we know who the strongest is and the self-admitted weakest, so there's no need to necessarily rank their entire group in terms of who's the strongest and who's the weakest. We have that list already. But in terms of whose magic would I covet? Like if I had to take whose magic in which order, what would it be? So let's hop right into it with number 4. So this is extremely difficult to figure out, mainly because, like, teleporting is really, really cool and really, really useful, but, like, everything else was just too nice. Alright, so Gawain is here at number 4, and it's not for a lack of trying, right? Like, she has an admittedly pretty insane kit. Like, whatever version of Sunshine she has, it's a version of Sunshine. Like, I dare a single human being on our planet to try and stop me with any version of Sunshine. But, except if it's, like, nighttime, obviously. But even with that being the case, like, Sunshine Burst, her access to Lita, obviously she has access to teleport, absolute cancel. She has the goods. But, like, is it weird to say it's not diverse enough? Like, outside of teleporting, which I don't know the range, I don't know how much, like, how much stamina that would take, considering she does not have the bottomless magic like her predecessor seemed to have. But even on the assumption that she does, like, let's just say when you get all these powers, you get them unlimited, right? Like, you don't have her limiter, you don't have anything like that. I'd still just say, like, you would get more out of pretty much everyone else's magic. Like, she doesn't, outside of teleport, she doesn't have many utility spells. Of course, Durineg through teleport, fantastic, amazing. How many people do I really need a Durineg, though? Like, in and out of verse. Like, say I was just wandering around with Gawain's magical power. I'm not fighting anybody. I'm a nice person. I'm leaving at every single opportunity. And once again, teleport is cool, but I'm not exactly sure how it functions. And, like, what the immediate range is. I'll fly places, and I'm not sure if Gawain can fly. I think she can. I'm pretty sure she can. She posed up in the air against Galland, Chaos Galland, so I'm assuming she can fly too. But I think just the flexibility provided by pretty much every other magic that the other knights have kind of just outdoes Gawain in versatility. Like, oh no, I need a big splash damage attack, aka Sunshine Burst. We have that. Oh no, I need a utility spell that allows me to teleport or move other places. Every other person has that. Oh no, I need a weapon? I'll just pick one up. Like, legitimately, teleport is the only thing that has me, like, second guessing whether or not she's on the low end. And here's the thing, right? If she reveals more and more of the kit, like, if she really is just Merlin's apprentice and, like, straight up learned everything Merlin learned, then, you know, maybe she can get a bit higher, because that's a lot of sauce. Like, unbelievably so. That's a lot of sauce. But in terms of just, like, general utility on top of combat applicability, I don't know. I feel like Gawain has the most basic of the kits, and that's not my prerogative. It simply isn't. I teleport is good, and it's the only thing that has it in contention for 3. But number 3 has something that, I mean, it's just different. Like, legitimately, it's just different. So I can't even, like, go and get past number 4. However, obviously, I'm still saying, compared to almost every, like, I'm trying to think of the original sins. Nah, the original sin had some pretty good kits too. Like, I would probably take it over creation. Like, I don't think me being an earthbender isn't isn't much. But other than that, like, it still is a really solid magical ability set, and honestly, I can only see it growing from here. So right now, while it's at the bottom, once Gawain gets some more trainer, once she reveals more and more of her roster, her spell list, then I think she'll become a whole lot more viable. A whole lot more viable and a whole lot higher on this list. But for right now, she is, in fact, the lowly number 4 of the Four Knights of the Apocalypse. So let's move right into number 3. All right, all right, all right. Like, he is Himothy Herner. All right, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. He is, in fact, him. But the kit's kind of, it's kind of aight. Like in the same vein that Gawain's kit is kind of aight, but mind reading is too good. Like, mind reading is too good just in a general sense. Like, not even just in the combat sense. All you need to do is ask the right questions and not tell anybody, and you're good. Especially in our world. Like, honestly, if it weren't for other strange ways that I could make bread in our world using powers that are higher on this list, like, legitimately, mind reading is the one thing that separates. Like, it was teleport versus mind reading in my head when I was thinking about, like, or heart reading, whatever. Ace a ace, a spade a spade. But with that being the case, heart reading alone kind of clears Gawain's entire kit for me just because of the sheer utility of it on an attacking standpoint, a defending standpoint, a day-to-day life standpoint. Like, imagine how much you could find out about people if you could literally just ask them questions and then just read their thoughts. Crazy, insane. But it's not like the rest of Lance's kit is bad either. Like, his level of transformation is also kind of crazy. Like, at this point alone, he can transform into anything that will allow him to fly. Like, he has his little fairy mode that allowed him to just go fly like an eagle. And he also had sin, like the form he was in for the entire story, or like what, 48 chapters. Yeah, bro also has that, so he can maintain his transformations over an extremely long period of time. They're still entirely fully functional. That's crazy. Tap that on top of the fact that he has Shining Road, and sure, I'll be going through like forks and knives. I will make sure I will keep at least 20 forks and knives. It'll be plastic forks and knives in my pocket to hit somebody with Shining Road with, because essentially it's a big AoE attack that vaporizes things. And sure, once again, I'm saying all the characters are on equal level here, so it's not like, oh, Shining Road would one shot blah blah blah, but Sunshine Burst wouldn't. No, even though Shining Burst and Sunshine, they're both shining. But Shining Burst and Shining Road, they're both AoE attacks, so they kind of fulfill the same function to me. And on top of that, Lance is a fairy. So you know what he gets? He gets nature. No, I'm kidding. But he also has the ability to coat things in magic, like consistently too. He just pulls out an arrow, lights that bad boy up with magic, pulls that bad boy back, and bada bing, bada boom. He also has a barrier spell that can just hide you from people. I don't know. It's a really, like, it's a kit that's solid enough that I think it works on like a common day-to-day level and also a defensive level. Like, really, what are you going to do when I pull out this plastic fork and go singing and just absolutely vaporize you? I think I'm pretty darn good. The only issue, I think, is the lack of mobility. Like, once again, teleport is such a good spell because it allows for insane utility. But hey, worst comes to worst, I transform into a bird. Zoom, and I'm gone. The thing is, once again, without knowing Gawain's teleport range, like, we haven't, like, let me think of Merlin. Let's say Gawain is on the same level of Merlin with the teleport range. What's the farthest we've seen her, like, teleport somebody? She has to open portals to get to the other realms, but that makes sense. Those are like alternate spaces. But I don't know, like, Britannia is literally just Britain. And that's not that big. So I'm not exactly sure if you'd be teleporting across oceans anyway. So I think the flight that'll be afforded to me through Lancelot's transformations are pretty much just as good as teleport. It'll just take a little bit longer. But still, I can work with that. And obviously, everything else is supplemented. Plus, I get heart reading. Heart reading really is the deciding factor that puts Lance above Gawain for me just right now because of the sheer versatility of it. Like, oh no, a wild chaos beast that does not think, that just happens to exist perfectly fine. Like, I'm not gonna be running into and or fighting chaos. Everything else, except for maybe like literal wild animals, but even then, who knows? But like everything else is going to have a thought process that I can hear, manage, deal with, and avoid. That's a GG. That's a GG. The only reason Lance isn't higher is because of the lack of versatility again. Like, it's weird. He's like, he has utility. He has, obviously, flight, transformation, attacks, energy enhancement. He has all that. But, like, notably something that both Gawain and Lance are missing is that extra bit of sauce, that extra bit of spice, that extra bit of juice that will really take them to the next level. They're very much like, how do I put this? They're very much attack orientated with one sort of like one utility ability. Well, two in Lance's case. Let's say transformation and heart reading are both utility abilities, but Gawain literally just has teleport, which can be used offensively and defensively, I suppose. Meanwhile, the two above them, they don't just have your AoEs, they don't just have your typical nice abilities, they don't just have your special sauce. They got that extra. They got that good. They got that juicy, if you will. And let's not waste any more time and hop right into number 3. Psych, I lied. Number 2. So, you know who it is. And like, when I tell you, I am like, the moment I figure out how to spare Percy works, he'd be number 1. Like, that's it. That's it. The only reason he isn't number 1 is because I don't entirely understand the spare Percy, the conditions for activating it, all that good. Once we get that under control, and once I figure out, like, I'm confident I can have at least one of my homies believing in me at all times. I think if I can get one. The only thing is, I'm not sure. Like, would I get an entire, like, would a hype squad do me good? Would I have to pay a hype squad? Because if we just give Percy all his magic at base value, like, let's just say due to where he is now as a 4-Knight of the Apocalypse with the faith of Leonis packing him up, juicing him up, let's just say that's his flatline now. That's a pretty solid flatline. Like, think of all the things that Percy has done in the series up to this point. Yet that's there. That's your new base. You have all that. You have the massive exploding mini Percys. You have the mini Percys that are smarter than you and can run tactics and make plays that are better than you can think of. You have freeform flight. You have freeform healing. You have freeform shields and bubbles and bouncy things. And you have freeform attack spam, clones. Like, legitimately, Percy's magic, I've said it a million times before. It does everything. It literally does everything. The only reason it isn't number 1 is because I have something else that will literally do everything safer. And I don't have to worry about it. Because the one thing that holds Percy back is that if worse comes to worse, if bro doesn't have that confidence, it can all go away. And the spare Percy is something that I don't know if I can come back from. Like, Percy did, because his homies were like, Percy, please, come back. But like what if my homies can't do that? Like, I'm not exactly sure. Like, if legitimately, I'm not sure what Percy looked like under that dark helm that our boy Jade had him under. But assumedly, bro was a little bit nettled. Like, bro was a little bit angry. Like, if I were to be roaming and roaring about my homies, draining the life force out of people, they'd probably be like, whoa there, buddy. Whoa there a minute. I respect you. I care for you. And I hope for the best, bro, because I'm gone. Like, and the thing is, I couldn't even get mad at them. Like, I wouldn't want to approach it to spare me. The spare pencil, that thing would be terrifying. But, like, outside that one drawback, I can't ignore the rest of what Percy's magic does. It absorbs the properties and then takes on the properties of other magic. Freeform flight, freeform healing, freeform everything. Like, it's literally just freeform. I wouldn't be shocked if it could make me breakfast. Like, legitimately, for everything that Percy's magic has done, I am shocked I'm shocked more when it can't do something than when I'm shocked that it can do something. The only thing that keeps it from being number one is the loose cannon aspect of it. Like, I don't know, if I suddenly get haters, I may switch into the spare pencil and never come back. And number two, the idea that I still don't trust the mini Percies. Now that they've gained, like, the super sentience, like, enough sentience that it's a genuine problem in my mind, all my trust has vacated the premises. I'm just like, I wouldn't want, especially if they're smarter than me. Like, Percy, you know, he's a mountain kid, whatever. But assuming the smarter than me thing scales, like, how happy would something that's based on me, that is smarter than me, be that I keep sacrificing it to heal people, to detonate, to do all that? Like, how exactly would they like that? I don't know. I feel like the higher sentience these things have, the more problem they're going to become. However, the reason they're still above is just because of the sheer utility that I can't ignore. Like, I 100% can't ignore. I would just never use the mini Percies because I'd be scared. But other than that, it has to be number two because it literally does everything. But, of course, just because it literally does everything, that does not mean it's number one. Let's hop right into number one. Yeah, I'm sorry, he's a Nephilim. He has the goddess magic and the demon magic. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. I'm not, like, legitimately, I don't even think I would ever use demon mark. Like, being real with you, because that's the only drawback. That is literally the one drawback. If I use demon mark a little bit too much, I go un poco loco. But if I'm going un poco loco, it feels going to be like that sometimes. But however, just the sheer utility of being a goddess is anything. Bro, I have existence erasure. Perish. like, imagine someone's annoying me and I hit them with falling meteors. Like, what are they really supposed to do? We've been talking about AoE attacks, massive explosions. I can do that with Tristan's magic in just goddess form. I need some light beams. I got some light beams. I need some light particles. I got some light particles. I need freeform flight. I got 8 wings for you. Like, legitimately, I am set. I am good. Especially considering, like, Tristan hasn't necessarily tapped into everything just yet. And sure, he can't heal sicknesses and stuff like that, but I'm sorry, if he was able to heal the entire Percy platoon after what they went through in seconds, bro, I'm being the most famous doctor on the planet with no recourse. You'll never see me use Demon Mark unless it's the worst case scenario. But the Triskelion, they're always up. The freeform regeneration that I get from that, I have no reliance on any external factors. I don't have to worry about any external weapons. I can just coat my body in light and darkness. I'm literally vibing. Meanwhile, if worse comes to worse, I take a little bit of that dark demon soup, and I gotta just go crazy. Like who gonna stop me? Who is going to stop me? Other than the me's that pick the other magics if they try to jump me, because we're all equal in this scenario. Unless they try to jump you, boy. I'm literally the hybrid of the 2 strongest species to ever exist. And human. Yeah, them too. But with that being the case, Tristan's magic is just overall too nice. It's too clean. It provides almost everything the others does. The only specific perks at the top, well, the ones beneath it have, that I would like is teleportation and mind reading. But hey, don't need to read minds if I can just become a world famous doctor. And also do not need to teleport when I can literally just fly. Oh no, unidentified aircraft, we gotta shoot it out of the sky. You are not hitting me. And if you are, I'm regenerating that mess. I'm good. Tristan at the moment with his magical abilities feels like everything the others have, but better. You need freeform flight? We got multiple wings. You need massive AoE attacks? We got them in light and dark flavors. You need some sort of healing for other individuals? We got that. For free. No sacrifice of miniature individuals that may or may not be sentient. You need massive explosions? We can make those ourselves. You need a dark version of yourself that's much more powerful, 10 times as dangerous, and causes problems for everybody, that you can turn off if you're quick enough. We got that too. Like, legitimately, he has everything. Sure, I won't be able to read your mind. Yes, I will not be able to teleport you like 15 feet away, and I won't be able to Duraneg you. But, hey, sacrifices must be made for the general utility. I am the ultimate weapon and yet the ultimate ally. I'll play a mean support game. Hey, Pencil, quick, help us in this battle. Oh wait, what you need? You need a tank? You need a support healer? You need a DPS? Like what you need? Because I got all three, baby. Like, it's light work. And notably, I'm not even including the other abilities he would hypothetically have. Like, reasonably, that boy can rip out a soul. he can tap somebody and take a soul real quick. He just hasn't done it yet because he's a nice guy. He just like his daddy. But me? Me? I snatch your soul real quick. You don't need to worry about no Duraneck. In fact, that kind of makes up for the lack of Duraneck. Oh no, I can't teleport my weapon into you. Yeah, no, terrifying. Nah, I don't need to teleport my weapon into you. I need to teleport your soul out your body. Easy. I need to existence erasure you. Light work. I need to heal your bones off. Bada bing, bada boom, your bones are gone. I don't know. Tristan's magic is at the top. And I think it's going to be difficult. It's going to be difficult for anyone to surpass him, especially if he gets magic. Like, if he is part human still, technically, because Elizabeth is, I don't care what his classification is. I know he's a Nephilim. And that's technically just half goddess, half demon. But we know he has that special sauce. So I'm excited.